This is next on the to-do list. An Aldens 8 horsepower front tine tiller. What should we expect? Well, it's got compression. Oh, nice. This is gonna be great. Let's get some shields down in there. Well, look, it's in slow motion. Let's see. Do we have oil? Does this thing work? I guess that's choke. Can't tell. Peculiar. Ew. I don't have my gloves on. Well, we got oil. It's black. It doesn't smell like gas, so maybe that's something. What else we got here? Did you well? Easy. Easy. No. 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 Not wanting to do it. Oh, it's crispy. It's not looking good. Can I just be delicate and get it? Maybe, not with one hand. Nope, that's roached. You can't see inside, but the whole thing is just a sponge. So that's promising. Yeah. What sort of treasure can be found in here? Well, no. You don't need a wing nut. Only 2 spider nests. Well, there's that. Did this thing go back in now? Yeah, it's thinking about it. I think it has compression. Let me get the spark plug out. Oh, come on now. Help. Cooperate. Something. Oh. Okie doke. That seems reasonable. You don't get to see the gauge apparently. But hey, at least it retracts again. 70 or 80. She'll come back around. Okay. Compression, check. Spurt. Wonder, does it have a throttle? Shut off, emic shut off or something? I can't tell. Actually, this is the throttle linkage. It does have a wire there in the middle of the range, so it's not in the off position. It should spark if it's got spark. Well, let's find out. Nothing. 0. All right. Well, it's not the spark plug's fault. Okay, since I've played this game before, should just be 2 screws on the side. The whole air shroud comes off with the recoil starter, and we'll have to pull the flywheel and look at the points underneath there. Let's dig in. Cleaned the points with sandpaper, that was all, so I didn't film it. Didn't adjust anything. Spark plug. Boop. Carburetor time. Boop. Well, now what do we do? I don't know. I've never had a carburetor like this. But I guess it's like everything else. Take it apart and clean it. See what's in there. Let's find out. This must be a choke, right? Oh, it says choke. Duh. It's got a choke with an arrow that way, but the tail's on this side. What does it mean? Then that's choke? Or down means this way down is choke? We'll find out in a minute. I questioned this linkage. It looked janky. And I see that this doesn't close all the way. You can see the little in there, right? I don't know if that's normal. It doesn't seem like it would be. It would seem like you'd want to be able to close the choke all the way. Well, let's find out. Well, everything looks all right. Somebody was in here before me because this was slightly bent, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it's any worse for wear. I don't know, but I'm excited because I get to use my ultrasonic cleaner for the first time. How about that? I put, for those of you that know, you're gonna laugh at me. I decided I was gonna put Berryman Chem Dip in the ultrasonic cleaner for the super ultimate thorough clean. Holy cow, does that stuff stink. It's got, and I didn't read the website, of course, first. I just got it, and people said, oh, it works good. Holy cow, it stinks. It works great, don't get me wrong. And they let you know that it stinks, but I didn't realize how bad it was. I used it inside the house. Just, no, don't do that. I have now switched to, because I work in my house and I don't work on car carburetors, it's just little lawn stuff, I'm going to use a mixture of pine sol and water. I read that lots of people use that. It works great and totally environmentally happy, and it doesn't assault my nostrils or rot my skin off. So that's what I'm going to use. This, I don't think this was a gasket. I guess they just caulked it, right? Amazing, but I guess. Well, I don't know about that. I'm not positive what I'm going to do about that. I may make a gasket. But first things first, let's put this in the old cleaner. I got it heated up to 40 degrees Celsius. It's been a long time since college. I can't do the Fahrenheit versus Celsius scale in my own head, but I don't think 40 degrees Celsius is particularly hot. I think it goes up to 45 for the heater, but I got it sitting over there preheating, and I'm gonna go drop all the small bits into this little cage that comes with the cleaner. Oh yeah, and go from there. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, let's change the oil, because it was full, but it's black. It needs help. We know we brought spark back, so if we get the fuel delivery situation straightened out, well, it ought to run. Well, we know the fuel tank's shot. This was shot, and so is the, what do you call it, neck? I don't know. The fuel tank's shot. Let's change the oil. Looks like a couple of head bolts got to come out to get the straps off this tank. I don't know how it attaches, but oh, actually, I do. That's supposed to be underneath that, and that's supposed to be underneath that, but since they didn't mount it correctly, well, it's really easy. I think we just tap and wiggle that way, she's coming off. All right, let's get that off, because that's junk. When the carburetor gets clean and we get fuel delivery figured out, well, I think it'll probably work. And change the oil. All right, let's go. Well, I don't know much, but I can tell somebody was in here. Ew, that burns. Why is that burning? I'm dying. Something got on my arm from that tank. Might have been hallucinating about the burning. I don't know. Anyway, look. It's a fuel shutoff with no shutoff part. This tank, I don't think is salvageable by me. Maybe, but I don't think so. I think I saw this was rusted at the top. Maybe it's okay now that I get a closer look and there isn't any holes in the metal. Well, let me inspect. Maybe I can repair this needle valve shut off cadingulus and just get a new cap, and it will be sufficient. That'd be nice. I really don't want to have to figure this out. Oh, is that a pinhole? No, it's dirt. Might come back. Obviously rusted, but if it's not rusted, well, no. See, you try to be cheap, but let's face it. If you put a cork gasket like this one or whatever material in there, it's not going to sit flat against that no matter what you do. So any vibration, anything, it's going to leak gas. That's no bueno. So unless something is different, I think we're gonna let this go. But my cheapness will get the better of me. I will look around, see if I have any caps like this on something, and if one fits, well, we're probably gonna use that to try this out. We'll see. Looks like somebody got in there and put in anti-seize, but I'm not positive. Let's see. Well, after careful reinspection, that's not a fuel shutoff. It's just another port. So I guess they put a T on here. For what reason? I don't know. But that has no means of shutting off. Just screws on the tank. It's essentially they cobbled together pieces to make an elbow with a barb, I guess. Well, I don't exactly know why. I guess they didn't want the fuel line to come down and then go to the carb because it did have to come downhill and back up. Doesn't make any sense because what's important for the float tank mechanism is the tank simply has to be higher than the float so that the gas will flow over to the carb. It doesn't really matter if it goes down a swoop and back up. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. In the meantime, I guess I'm gonna go try to scavenge cobble a cap up. If I find a cap, I'm gonna drop a bunch of heavy hex nuts in there. There's no smell of gas, so it's completely dry. I don't have any fear of creating sparks. Maybe I could even, I don't know, I was gonna say braise or something, that little top lip, but no, I'm not. It's just gonna leak a little. If you fill it that full of gas and it vibrates, there's just nothing for it unless you want to replace the tank. Anyway, go look for a cap. Supposed to get the oil out of this thing, but this is how I'm going to do it. All right. Well, she already wants out. Oh. First thing I'm going to do is lose that oil cap. Step one. Check. Here it goes. Oh, God. Hurry up. Actually doesn't look too horrific. Now that I can hook my eyeballs on it pretty good. No metal chunks. I don't see anything that I would think is gas. God, that seems like a lot of oil though. Doesn't it? Uh-oh. Now watch, it's gonna fall over. No, I think we're good. Oh shoot. We can live with that. Heck, I didn't even make too bad of a mess. Alright then. This is an awkward spot. Do I gotta stand here and hold this the whole time? Nah, we're calling that a day. Good gravy. Let's see what we got in ye old ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah. Oh. Shiny. Yes. Uh-oh. I think I just heard the needle fall in there. Well, again, at least it's not a harsh cleaner. It's just pints all. Let's find out. Can I do it without getting burnt and or submerging my glove? Yeah. Oops, nope. Let's see. Come on over here. Oh, would you look at that? Way better than it was. Well, what's in Mr. Basket? Come on, give. Let's see what the needles look like and stuff. Trying to escape. All treasures are in here. Get out. Okay. Yep. Probably just a light duty rubbing now. Yeah, hardly any dirt's coming off, but yeah. I'll take that. Yep. All right, let me go give them a rinse under hot water. Then I'll blow them off with compressed air to get any residual water out of everything, and well, put it back together. Boop. Now I gotta touch the camera with a wet finger. Just. You don't have to worry about shoving 90 psi air through little carburetor orifices. Well, you might have to worry about that. Huh. That's interesting. What's that about? Anybody know what that little is? Huh. It doesn't appear to go through to the inside. Oh yeah, it does. Huh. That must be a check valve to let fuel drip out in case the float needle fails. Anywho, I already decided what I'm gonna do here is blow these off, and then I'm gonna spray them with WD-40. Still can't believe that all that's on there is a tiny thin film, no actual gasket. I don't know what to think about that. Because that surface has it too, but that mates up against the gasket. It's making me think there wasn't a gasket, and there needs to be a gasket. And adding the thickness of that gasket on there would make no difference to this float. We're talking a 32nd of an inch or less. I don't know how thick. I could use a paper thin gasket. I don't know. I may just trace the shape and do exactly that. I don't know yet. Houston, we have a problem. There you have Mr. Needle. Well, look at that right there. Now a guy could maybe try to braze that. I don't know. nothing mates up with the surface. It has to seal down here. Focus, focus. But I guess I better go see what a needle set costs. We did blow air through it. It's hard to see, but we blew air through it, and air does come through there. So it does go through to the interior. So otherwise, I think it'd be all right. And maybe I can still just take a little lead solder, or solder. Maybe not leaded solder, but solder, and cork the hole shut. But it's probably not worth it. Let me see what a jet set goes for. See if it's worth it, because I think you can get aftermarket carburetors for practically nothing. Let's see. In the mail, a whole kit of goodies. Now, I made some discoveries. And it's the world we live in. But you just gotta consider things. For example, all this will fix this, right? It will. This kit, the cheapest I could find it, and this part was broken, so you didn't have much choice. It was rotted and there's holes in it. I think I showed you that. Was $10. Yes, you got to take all this apart. Now I remember. Somebody was in there before me and just used gasket maker between these parts, but this thing wouldn't have worked no matter what. But those holes, those corrosion holes in the jet, I can't see how it would function correctly. Because gas would be shooting out of places it shouldn't. Come on, give. All right. Well, how many parts do we have to replace? Let's just see. First of all, let's get that where you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Come on. Come on. God, I hate slotted screws. I hate them. If I ever did anything in this world, it would be to eliminate slotted screws from the face of the planet. I hate them badly. You gotta get a straight shank screwdriver, not the tapered. See? Otherwise, you rub the threads there when you're getting trying to get the jet out of these things. Luckily, this one did, in fact, you can't see it, come out before. But somebody, including me, I did it also, but somebody before I got here separated the top and bottom and reefed on this, I think it's called a nozzle. Carburetor nozzle is the official name of the part. But this thing, whoop, you saw it before. The new one's got holes in different places, so I hope that is okay. I think so. It seemed like these parts were interchangeable. It's got 2 holes instead of 1, I guess to atomize the fuel more. I don't really know. And in true, online fashion, the picture for this rebuild kit showed the single hole, and yet this is the part that arrived, and everybody else for the same part number has this one. I think it's going to be fine. Guess we'll find out. Now that that's out, this should come apart. There it is. It smells like delicious pine sol. What from the cleaning tank over there, and even though I gave it a rinse. Why do I never have the right tools over here? Try to make a video and just Don't have what you need. It's also missing the little needle holder, Kadingus. And the old one is nice and well worn, it looks like. I'll have to see about that. I thought for a sec this one had the rubber tip, but I don't think so. I think there's a rubber bing bing. I can't see it. Pretty sure, and hopefully it'll be all right. Because, well, this one did come with a new rubber bing bing, so it does have a jet seat. You have to reach in there and get it with a dental pick or something. All right, so that's all the bits and pieces. Looks like they're all here. I wanted to see fitment wise, which one of these gaskets you supposed to use? Well, that looks like something, doesn't it? Or is it this one? How are you supposed to tell? Why is there two? Why are they different? What does it mean? Well, that can't be it, can it? Well, it's kind of hard to tell when... Well... Well... That ain't it. Huh? Appears to be that one, because at least it slides on. But that's not. Nope. Is that it then? That looks like something. Yeah, I believe we're gonna go with that. Must be the one. What's the difference? Well, no, this one has to be the one. But the hole's different size. Get in there. Oh my God. Why? Why can't you get parts from the internet that fit? That has to be it, even though it doesn't look like it's gonna be the one. It has to, because it's got a hole under there. Hold on. Well, that is a snug fit. I ain't gonna lie. But that must be how it goes, because it's got that hole. And that lines up. These holes line up with nothing, and in fact blocks that hole, so it can't be that one. Right? Get it? Yep. It must be this one. Do these actually fit? Are you hiding? Give. Yeah, I certainly do. So, guess that's it. Let's start swapping out parts, huh? Oh, God, I don't even want to do this because I'm afraid I'm going to bung it up. Well, the old one has smooth side up. Is that what I'm doing? Oh, it's gone now. Yeah, I don't think you need to see me fumble with this, but I'm gonna take a dental pick and remove that seat and put that one in there, I guess, somehow. All right, hold on. Well, I guess it's all or nothing, because I don't see how you can get that out without damaging it. So you just have to commit and do it, I guess. Oh, is there even one in there? There is not. Well, that wouldn't work. But I can tell you if there was one in there. There's not now. What can you do? Ooh, ooh. Does that even fit the hole? Does this have a rubber tip on it? Is that what's going on? Oh, I can't feel anything through these stupid gloves. Let me see here. Boy, mine eyes are dim. I think it does. Oh my God, I can't see anything. Yeah, that's a rubber tip, so come on. Oh my God. Well, does this even fit? No, of course not. I don't believe so. Yeah, if that doesn't even seat down in there, then this is all moot, isn't it? It does not fit. Yeah, so we'll be using the old one on that. Which appears to be okay, I think. Guess we'll just clean it out. Call it a day. Because that's all we can do. Well, it was dirty. Even though it's been cleaned in the ultrasonic cleaner, it just goes to show you, you gotta chase it with something. And I realize you could use, I think some people use lapping compound or all kinds of stuff to polish it. I'm not that concerned about it. In fact, I'm a big believer in just put a fuel shutoff in line anyway. Not only do you not have to worry about stuff like this, it overflowing and leaking, but also you just, with the ethanol in the fuel now, if you don't feel like buying racing fuel and paying twice as much, which makes me crazy, I just don't. I just turn the fuel off, run the motors out of fuel, so the carburetor bowl is empty. You can do that every single time you use it, and you never really have to worry about it. And then if you stabilize your gas, you're most likely okay. Otherwise, even better, just pull all the fuel out, run the engine empty, then pull the fuel line at the shutoff, drain out the entire tank. Then it's really ready to store for off season. But moving on. There's our old needle. Let's just give it the old cleaning like that. Oh yeah, perfect. Shut up. Oh, like it was made for it, because it was. I am going to try to use this though, because it was conspicuously missing. How does this go on here? Well, it doesn't fit very well, but come on, man. Well, you're gonna be forced to fit, damn it. Get bent. Cooperate. Huh? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Does that look like it's gonna get it did? let's find out. Yeah, it looks level. Testing. Yeah, appears to work. Okay, now what? Well, I've got the needle, the seat, the keeper. Is the keeper not getting in the way of anything and doing its job? Yeah, looks like it. All right, all right. Poop Mr. Bowl back on here. Yeah. Put one of the screws on. Hey! I guess that lock washer fell off. Come on. You can do it. Oh, goody. The gasket's just off enough to not line up. Perfect. Now it's gonna go. I love slotted screws. Okay. Testing, upside down, should be able to blow through it. Or if you not blow through it, then I can't. Right side up, no problem. So the float is working. All right. Well, question. Who knows the answer? Because I don't. What was supposed to go in here? An O-ring? I might have to look at the engine diagram because I don't know. Let's see where it comes out. See if it goes into the hole it's supposed to. Let me start it and then you can see what I'm talking about. I love slotted screws. God, I love them. Okay. Now, see in there? Can't see a dang thing. Anyways, that has to go all the way through and into the little copper thingamathing. See it in there? It's coming. It's got to go in that little hole in the housing. Sorry the lighting is so poor. Let me see if it's going to go in there like it's supposed to. Yeah, it is. Can you see it going in there? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. It went in there. Now my only question is, I need to go look at the diagram because I don't know where that O-ring goes. I think it should go on this somewhere, but it might also go right in there. Does it got it in here? Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. So this goes in here, and this fella goes on here, so that things seal up. Yep. And I believe this goes on here like that, and that goes like that. This goes like this. Yeah, I think so. And this goes like this. That feels right to me, because the spring then puts pressure on that washer, which puts pressure on the O-ring to seal it against the side, and there you go, bada bing. So I don't think this has any O-rings or gaskets or anything, which means I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. This goes in here. The needle's not touching, so I think I'm safe. Yeah. Snug that up. This moves. Seat it. Yeah. And then back it out 2 turns. There's a half. There's 1 turn. 1.5. And there's about 2 turns out. I think that's a reasonable starting spot. Oakley dokley. What else do we know before I get too far along here? I know that hole is stripped. So I'm gonna have to go with a bigger bolt. That's this dingus right here. I'll have to see if I can get one that's marginally bigger, but that would certainly let air in someplace air not supposed to be let in, really. So, I mean, it's not much, but I'm thinking the smart thing to do, it should be easy, is find if I got a bolt just 1 size bigger, I don't care if it's metric or what, and re-tap that hole and get a bolt that actually fits in it. And then we got to figure out why this kind of spring-a-thonged, why it didn't quite fit shape-wise with the housing, such that it always put pressure on that and it vibrated loose and wore the threads out. I don't know that it's critical. I mean, the angle that it wedged on there, it put pressure on it, so it probably stayed sealed. I mean, otherwise the bolt would have fallen out, which it didn't. I think we're okay. Anyways, that's the way that goes. And the previous person put sealer around that. I don't know if it needs that. I don't think so, because it's a pretty snug fit. I think I'm going to leave it well enough alone. I mean, we're not building a race car here. We're fixing an old garden tiller. All right. Whoop. Scooch. Boop. Who doesn't love slotted screws? They're the best. Well, the good news is the gasket's on there and all the holes line up. So it actually has a float bowl gasket this time around. Now, whether or not it seals correctly is to be determined. But all I can do is run the screws home and see what it does. Looks pretty good. All right. Okay. What else? We need the air bleed jingler, which looks like the old and the new are the same. Don't know what that fella is. That must be for a different extra parts for a different type of carb, but that they sell the same kit for. Oh, you dirty. Can I not get to that now? That'd be about right. Do I want a washer on this? Was there a washer on this? Well, I can't exactly tell. I also don't know if I can fit this in there. I probably can if I'm careful. That's the way she goes. Ugh. Gentle. Ooh. Are we in there? Can I actually reach it? Well, sort of. Come on, start. I am in the right hole, right? Yeah. Just can't get any bite on it. Come on. Can you at least wiggle one in here half sidewards and get it going? Best thing to do here would be cross thread this, right? Right from the jump. Which is, I think, what I was about to do. No, that shouldn't get tight yet. What's going on here? Oh my God. Why are you fighting me? Why? Oh my God. Get over there. Well, I don't care. I'll use the old one. I don't think this one's critical. What is the problem? Oh my God. Get in there. Let's see if we have better results. Yeah, we certainly do. I don't know if that's different thread size. What? Don't care. This one fits, and there's nothing wrong with the needle. We're using this one. So I'm just going to drive it till it seats. Gently. Don't over torque it by any means. Just till you can feel it quit. Right there. And then go out, what? I don't know. One turn. How about 1.5? We'll leave that at 1.5 because I have no idea. Okay. We also have no idea about the idle screw. We'll figure that out later. That should be it. Right? We didn't use the needle because this one doesn't have a rubber tip and the seat doesn't fit the hole. Fine. There's another needle that came with it. Too bad it didn't come with 2 seats, right? One that actually fit the machine. Well, that's just wonderful. Yeah, neither one of these has a rubber tip as the replacement, so that wasn't correct, but at least this rod is the important part that I believe is now done. You can see it in there. You can see it goes into the hole, right? And you can see where the air bleed comes. You see that little slot? That's where the air comes in. So I think everything is prepped and ready. And now we know that from looking, just like it says choke down, even though it's this way, that's choked. That's no choke. No joke, that's no choke. I think we're good to go. I think this carb should function, except I am going to tap that hole to the next biggest bolt size and see if I can find a bolt, because in case it wasn't clear what's happening, this goes in there and that's supposed to screw in there. It also doesn't need to be anywhere near that long, so who knows, if it looks to me like they just stuck an aftermarket something on there to but see what I mean? This is kind of bent or something to where it's torque weaseled. This needs a little bend in it or something. Or is it, you know what, maybe it's backwards. I'll have to fool with that and see. It looks like this had something. What is that? Is that a little O-ring? Probably. It's brittle. Yeah, there's something, some kind of seal. So we'll put some kind of seal back on there and figure out why this doesn't sit flat. I halfway think that they have this reversed, because I can see that this sits a little bit lower than this side. I think that they took this apart too far and it's not correct, and that's more like it right there. Let me fumble and fool with it and figure it out. Okay, most people know how to, you know, tap a hole, but, well, I don't know if most people do. Anyway, I was going to show it this time. I always just, you know, skip over. Well, I forgot where the other bolt was, but it was 1/4 inch, so slightly smaller diameter. Well, look at how much meat is there. Can it stand to have a bigger hole drilled? This one looks like it's got plenty of bulk to make that happen. All right. So then you get you a gauge like this. It usually comes with a tap set. You got to figure out what the pitch of your threads are. Well, that doesn't fit. So you won't go in there, and you keep working and figure out. See, here's exact fit. So it's 18 threads per inch. Okay, then what's the diameter? Well, you figure it out. Poke around till you figure it out. Turns out this is 5/16 size bolt with 18 threads per inch. And then I like to just test it on the die. That is, in fact, what size this bolt is that I'm wanting to use. Then you go look up a chart and says, how big of a hole do you drill in order to tap that hole? And then it's the same size, 5/16, 18 threads per inch. This is the one we're going to use. Well, it tells you to use a size F drill bit. I'm going to put it on delicate and just stinking go for it, because what else you going to do? All right, let her eat. That's it. That went through. No point in blowing off all the shards, because there's going to be more in a minute. Okay, now the trick is just try to keep it straight. You need something better than WD-40 for sure for cutting threads on steel, but since this is aluminum, we ought to be all right. Then you just keep it straight. Start going in there, delicate. All right, twist a little. You go backwards to break the chip. Forward, backwards a little, forward, backwards a little, forward. And we're not hitting anything in there, right? Right. Forward. Yeah. And that's it. We're in there officially. That should be the end of it. Get it out of there. I'll blow that out with some air, but there's your newly tapped hole. It should fit this bolt. And then that will make that air cleaner dingus that goes on like this actually be able to tighten. We'll put a lock washer on that, and that fixes that. Let me go clean it up, put this thing back together. rusty muffler. Just can't take it. Even when there's rusted holes in it. Can't take it. And done. Well, nothing can be easy. Something ain't right with the way the springs are connected to this governor and that linkage up to the carburetor. I'm gonna have to look online because, well, the cable hold down is gone, right? Well, even if it was here, it does this, all right? Oh my God, seriously? Oh my God. Now fall out so I won't be able to tell where you were. Get, oh my God, why? Get up there. All right, anyways, something's not right because when you operate the throttle, and then you push up the governor lever as if the engine was over revving, it should push the butterfly back closed on the carburetor. It does not here. In fact, no matter what you do with the throttle, it pretty much goes to full on both ends of the range. So something is definitely in the wrong hole. So I'm gonna have to go look and see where you're supposed to connect the throttle linkage. Get a throttle hold down right there, thread it in and figure it out. And we can't try to start it till we get that done. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this because I couldn't find any videos that described it and showed it. So you see this arm right here? That's the governor. It's all the way down. When the motor revs up, it will push up. Okay? Well, does that make sense? Well, here sits Mr. Carburetor, right? Whoop, I can't hold everything. So if there's Mr. Carburetor, right? And you pull this lever. How am I gonna do this? Okay, let's try it like that. That's the direction the carburetor goes. So when you pull the throttle, whoop, it makes well, I don't know how exactly I'm gonna show it. I think we're missing a rod, first of all, but when you give it the gas, it should pull this that way, right? And then when this rod, this shaft, let's call it, the governor shaft that comes out of the motor that's rigid, revs up, it should push up. Well, if that is in this linkage, that closes it down to keep it from over revving. So that was in the wrong spot for sure. But I'm really not sure how to how the other one goes. I can't tell from that diagram. It's tricky. I'm just going to show you when I get it all figured out. You know, the things you should film and you miss. Well, I silver soldered that. It worked great. I had silver solder from I think it was bulkhead fitting for stainless steel kegs to put a heating element in my homebrew operation. Anyways, I just want to tighten that up. I can't get the top of this flat, so it's not going to be perfect, but certainly is a much better fit for the cap. I got a new cap. I think that's going to win. Now, will it splash out? Probably, if you got that thing all the way full, because when you take the cap off, right, you can see the dirt mark where it makes the seal, but you can also see that's not flat, so it has the potential that a drip could get out of there too. We'll just have to see how that goes. Maybe I'll cut a thicker rubber seal, and if there's enough threads it'll grab, maybe that will shove down on there and seal it. We'll see about that. So here's where we ended up. Flushed the tank, put on a filter. You can't see it. Come on, tripod. Put on a filter on a cutoff, and then I put some gas in it and shook it around and flushed it one more time. I'd already done that. Got the straps on, everything's mounted tight. Got the cap on, which is not its fault, but the mount may be questionable. But anyway, it's gonna get gas when I turn that gas on, so what else? That's what I figured out for the cable hold down. And the shutoff is connected. Here's the choke. Can't see it, manual choke. I had to put that spring on it because if I operate the throttle, oh my God, I can't hold the camera at the same time. If I operate the throttle, I want that to return for sure. And I'm not convinced that it was gonna, because it's, you know, wide open almost all the time right there. And when you pull this thing out, you want it to return. And it didn't do that without this little helping spring. So it may be the engine does it just from the, you know, suction that's in there. It may happen automatically, but I don't want to find out I start the thing and I can't shut it off. So that's that. We got the governor linkage mostly figured out. How can I show you? All right, if I shove the throttle on like that, and if the engine revs high enough, it will push that bar up, and when it does it, pushes the throttle back down. So I think we are ready to attempt to start it. See what happens. Okay. Fuel on. Oh boy. Oh mama. Choke on. Full throttle. Oh God, hope for the best. Let's not go berserk. It's in neutral. Well, that's promising, isn't it? Choke off. Well, now what do we do? Choke on. Not on full throttle. Just idle. Maybe a little. Yeah, something. Choke off. Full throttle. Choke on. Well, how you like that? One pop. Poop. Ooh, goody. And the carburetor's pouring out fuel. Yes. Success. As soon as you cut the camera off, Well, okay. She runs. Is our linkages still connected? Yeah. Although, yeah. All right. All right, that sucked it dry. Well, I think we got a winner. We do need to adjust that governor. Fool with that. I think it's probably getting more revs than it ought to, but yeah, obviously it runs, so awesome. So we're gonna adjust the governor. I don't know if I can get the camera in here and be in here at the same time, but listen, here's how it works. See this arm right here? That's the governor arm. Now when the engine revs up, it's supposed to push up and push the throttle. Can you see? Oh, you can't see both. Okay, try that again. Yeah, see? So that's wide open throttle, right? Well, this is why the springs are important actually, but we don't have the right spring return, so just whatever. So the motor revs up, this arm tips upwards, whoop, and tries to push the throttle back closed. So it's a balancing act of the spring doing its job. Well, it was over revving, I could tell when we ran it in the last video. So what do you got to do? Well, see this little, the governor arm has a screw slot in it. So I'm gonna hold on to that, loosen the bolt, and rotate the arm further up so it starts, you know, further up. That should make it easier for, or sooner I guess would be the way, lower RPM point at which it starts to push the throttle back down. This is probably because that governor rod's all bent up. I don't know what the original ones look like. I couldn't find anything online that exactly satisfied me that it was this motor with this stupid governor throttle plate linkage situation. But long story short, if that rod was lengthened, it would accomplish the exact same thing as what I'm getting ready to do. But you know, sometimes you just got to quit talking about it and do something. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, that's full throttle. Let's give it something like halfway. Can I try this already? Huh? Yeah, maybe that. That looks better. Can that return? Okay. Full throttle. Whoop. Up she goes. But this right away will limit it. I think we're getting there. I just don't know. I think it's a little bit fiddly to figure out. So let's go try that. Trying it out. Let's see here. Let's give her full throttle. Yeah. Choke. Turn the gas on. Give it a minute to fill the bowl. And hope for the best. Oh, I'm a moron. I pushed the damn throttle the wrong way. Great. Way better. I like that. That's way better. Nice. There you have it. Yes. Oh yeah, Mamacita. Well, I don't know how much we're supposed to have, but it's definitely got more than it did. Let's clean that up, call it a day.